from your experience, what's the difference from the mental shift you have to take from going from non-con play to the 18-game grind of Big Ten play?
Just the amount of locked-inness we need to have. We got to have a supreme amount of focus going into these games because it comes down to those things. I mean, we're about like 13, 14 games in, so coming to this, so a lot of guys are in their rhythm for Indiana, and we just got to pay attention to details on both sides of the ball.
You got a bunch of guys that haven't been through this, prominent players that haven't been through Big Ten. From what you've seen, what's different between Big Ten play and the nightly grind of that compared to maybe other leagues that these guys are used to?
I would say it's exactly the nightly grind, just being prepared to put our bodies on the line. Like I said before, being focused and conscious in the action of what we got going on, what we have to do in terms of personnel and executing the scout and things like that. I think it's just more so just the amount, like it's every game. It's like the same thing every day. You know what I mean? Like there's no games we can't take off or no practice we can take off. Which is different than earlier in the season. We were playing a little easier opponents. No disrespect to them, but
This is a big physical Indiana team. Just what do you have to do against a team like that?
Match it. Match their physicality. Coach Ernie said something today. He said he who hits first hits harder. So I think we have to initiate the contact and just bring it to them first because we know they're coming with it.
What's been going right for you coming off the bench? I think it was 18 points and then 16 points for yourself last two games. Just what's been going right? What have you been comfortable with?
Controlling what I can control. That's about it. Yeah, just staying focused on that.
Beyond the physicality, just what else just kind of holistically stands out about Indiana and your preparation?
Well, they have a great coach who has, of course, obviously his history of coaching the game and playing and things of that nature. But it's Indiana. They're physical. They have guys who run their stuff, guys who can make shots at a high level. There's a freshman I know personally, so he's really good. So they're just a really good team, man, and through and through. Even if they're not the Indiana of Victor Oladipo days, but they still bring that type of intensity and to the game. So.
You mentioned you played 13 games now. There's been a lot of highs and lows, kind of varying results over that. I guess what have you learned about this group, and what are you wanting to learn going into now the nightly grind of the Big Ten play?
I want to know how we face adversity. Everybody looks for that, and I think that's important because we're going to face it, being that we're playing in the toughest conference in the country, in my opinion. And then just what I've learned, that we're a resilient team, and I think to be able to how we respond, to figure out how we respond to adversity, I think we've done that a little bit throughout the season, but I think obviously in conference play it gets a little harder. So I just want to see how we respond to that.
Did you personally have to work on that mental part of your first year here at Nebraska, going through a Big Ten season, like what it takes mentally to go through the grind that you're about to? Did you have to grow to understand what it takes, sort of?
Yeah, I mean, through experiencing things is the best teacher, So I think going through it, and I had Kobe Webster. I'm pretty sure you guys remember him. He was a good older player for me, more veteran guy for me that helped me do a lot of that. So yeah, I would say it did take some practice, and just being that it's my third year playing in this conference, I'm ready for it. You had something to say earlier. You good?
No, it was just a softball. So you like yoga, or because that's where you're about to go?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't really like yoga.
Why?
But it's good for me. I feel good afterwards. So, but just going through is kind of painful. Stretching isn't the easiest thing to do. For sure. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.